it's me, it's Valiant, and I am in a creative world. Alright, context. There's this awesome website called Fantasy Name Generators. I use it all the time to name my video game characters because I'm not a very creative person. And I was scrolling through all the different name types that they have, and I found this little gem. Art Concept Ideas. So, most people probably use this for typical art, but I thought I could use this to try to polish up my build skills. So I'm gonna push this button here, and whatever the first option is, I'm gonna build it. But before I show you what I got, I did want to mention that I did want to try ChatGPT for this. Hop on that AI trend. But it just kept telling me to build medieval style castles over and over again, and then it also really wanted me to storm castles with friends. Not really sure what's going on there. It looks like we're building Island Catacombs. Alright, so for some reason, can't imagine why, it's been a while since I've seen what catacombs look like. Let's pull up some reference photos so I can refresh my memory. Creepy. So besides the abundance of bones, so one thing I saw in common were these arch shapes that they have for the hallways. So I think that would be a good place to start. But it's not just catacombs we're making, we're supposed to be making island catacombs. So how do we add that island touch? Alright, I decided to start by giving us a bigger beach to work with. After all, it's a bit hard to solve the island theme when you're inside of a birch forest. But it's looking a bit flat. So I'm thinking that we are going to add some trees, terraform this up a bit, and then we'll get started on the real entrance. I've never built palm trees before. Well, I'm not sure that they look like palm trees, but they look like trees. And these might be coconuts, so for our first try, I'll take it. Alright, and then I've blocked out this little area for our entrance. So let's get that in. Alrighty, we have an entrance now. We also have a spooky staircase leading down. Ooh. Serious note, I was working so hard on making the sand all terraformed and nice, and then it all just kept falling on top of me while I was building, so I gave up and I will cover this up later. Then here's our staircase. I'm thinking about keeping it dark until we get down to the very bottom, and then we'll start lighting things up. Also, these little wall detailings are not lined up on purpose. I'm trying to break up the symmetry a little bit, even though it is still a repeating pattern. And then I used these packed mud stairs because I want to use warmer tones like terracotta, mud bricks down at the bottom. And I thought this was a good way to start bringing it in since it's all stone up at the top here. Also, the sound that they make is just great. Alright, we have made it to the bottom. You can barely see the entrance up there, which means it's time for the fun part. Endless digging. Honestly, I would build underground more if it weren't for the digging. I love building caves, underground tunnels, underground bases. It's so much fun. But digging feels so tedious. I mean, even now I can break blocks instantly because I'm in creative mode, and I would still rather be doing anything else, which is why I usually just end up building farms and houses. Well, I'd say we did a pretty good job of digging this out. I also started that arch shape that I was talking about earlier, and I guess I should probably just get to decorating, huh? I will be honest, I haven't planned this out too much. And by not too much, I mean I haven't planned it out at all. So we'll see how this goes. So even though I didn't have a plan, I did have a couple of ideas for how I wanted the room to look. I did want different segments so that I can decorate, and then I did want it to be a hallway, but we did that part already. That was when we were digging it. Can I just say though, I am super happy with how the floor came out. I was just kind of winging it, but I feel like it came out great. Alrighty, look at us making progress. So I'm trying this weird thing where I'm trying to make it look imposing while also keeping the claustrophobic feeling of being in an underground tomb. And I figured that the best way to have both of these at the same time is more archways. It makes it look grand and it's still tight space. So I think that's working. I really gotta finish the ceiling. I think it's throwing me off. I gotta fix this. And then with all of these archways, I actually need to fill them with stuff. I filled this one and I decorated it, and I am actually super happy with how this came out. We've got some jars filled with unmentionables, and we've got a skull, probably the first of many. Most catacombs are just filled with bones, I think. I think having more shelves similar to this in these different segments should help fill the space out a little bit. And then I was thinking maybe we can turn one of these into another hallway, make this place seem a little bit bigger than it actually is. I figured out the ceiling! More packed mud, always the answer. I also got that hallway I was talking about. Check this out. I decided to make it look like, collapsed, run down. It also saved me from having to build a bunch of tunnels and more hallways, so I feel like this is a good solution. There's something shiny back there. I also did more of the shelving. We have more skulls because these are catacombs, and apparently catacombs are just filled with skulls and bones. I put up more pots just because I feel like they fit the aesthetic at this point. And we have tools over here. For these last archways, I decided to make these simpler and empty because once you're at this point, I want you looking at nothing but this, which is going to be our main centerpiece. I've been running around down here with night vision. I almost forgot about lighting. Okay, the redstone torches are absolutely perfect. It's lit and still, super creepy. Oh, right, focus. This spot. So this spot's going to be important because it's the end of the tunnel. This is going to be the first and last thing that you would see if you were like some nosy adventurer coming down. This is where you're headed. So I want to make it look grand and a little bit more expensive than these shelves over here. How do you even rotate glazed terracotta? Oh, it's the angle I'm facing. Okay. I spent way too much time on this, and now I want to push it into the wall more. So, I'll see you again in 10 more minutes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the reminder, Minecraft, on why I never used the glazed terracotta. And I have finally revealed why I made the room too wide. For a centerpiece that took me 15 minutes. It's 2 by 2! I think I have a new candidate for my least favorite block. So the way I see it, these shelves are going to be practical, holding tools, jars, stuff like that. This one is just for show. This is going to be the lavish one. I think it needs more bones. I think it could use some greenery too. There we go. Finally bringing the island vibe back into this. Or maybe that looks more like Jungle Temple. Regardless, I like how this looks, but I think we need to mix it up a bit. I want to booby trap it. See those beautiful gold blocks? They're very enticing, aren't they? I want to trap if one of these were to get broken. Problem is, I'm not very good at redstone. I could probably make something that could kill you, but I'm not sure how to make my redstone discreet. So I'm assuming that the best way to tell if one of these has been broken is an observer underneath. I hate directional blocks. Now we have to hide those. Are those going to open if this activates? No, they aren't. Okay. Okay, so you break one of these. It sends the redstone signal down here. Not really sure how I'm going to attack somebody with that, though, because if you're breaking it, you're probably going to be up here. I can absolutely hear a cave somewhere in here, and I just don't want to dig into it. What did I do? Wait, how is that just activating over and over again? I can hear the pistons moving. I used the wrong type of piston, didn't I? Okay, now I know I'm using the right pistons. Why isn't this working? My not-so-smart brain just figured out why it's not working. Glazed terracotta is immune to stickiness. I've been trying to figure out this whole time about why I couldn't pull this little sundial thing apart. Okay. I'm not good at redstone. I couldn't get the traps to work. If you guys have some suggestions for me and could maybe link me to videos so that I can figure out how to set it up, I will gladly take that. But right now, with my redstone knowledge as it is, it's not happening. I did rig something though. It's not going to kill you, but it should give somebody a fright. Or not. I should have tested it first. After this project, I also now hate shriekers. So if this opening is, well, open, because it's an opening, I can put this here and it will always break my eardrums. I cover this. These two can still talk to each other. But then, here's the worst part. I can hear the skulk sensor going off, but the shrieker is not. Why? I've tried putting this underneath. Yeah, now you talk. Nope, I'm done. I need adventurers, just come in, it's free loot. You know what though? As far as the building goes, I'm quite happy with how it turned out. It is perfectly creepy in here. I think I could use a couple more skulls. You know what? That's what we're gonna put on these shelves. I remember in some of the pictures at the catacombs, they even just had walls made out of bones, so... Oh my gosh, I should have just used more bone blocks. What was I thinking? Seriously though, I'm loving the vibe we made in here. I don't usually build in this kind of creepy-ish style. I usually build bright, sunny things, so this was a nice change of pace. Let's do a walkthrough. It's nighttime, the perfect time to explore our island catacombs. Alright, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this little building venture with me. It was a lot of fun building something that I didn't choose myself. If you guys enjoyed it, let me know. Maybe I'll do another one. Like I said, it was a blast. So I suppose I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye!